gonna need some support because shit. I hadn't been looking at this shit.
Go ahead and start.
Nola, go sit down.
Shuck it, duck it. We got Eden. Eden, you done been messed up again. I see you back there in the backstage holding your head down because you done messed up and then put the countdown in. You forgot all about the countdown.
It's okay. We don't have to count down.
Yeah, we don't have to count
down. 30,
just forget about it.
28, 27, 26.
We just pop on in.
Bernard Brown.
Yeah.
Where Bernard Brown
at? Bernard ain't popped in yet.
But also we're drinking that nut juice.
Oh, yeah, that's what Bernard thing is. He's drinking that nut juice. But we got Robert. He's all decked down and looking sharp and suave.
Listen, Lord, it's been a long day. So one of and just I ain't gonna, just give folks. They're doing some good stuff here. We had a women's roundtable today, and actually, Chandra, you'll appreciate this. I heard from Vanessa. What's her name? Hold on. We'll give it to you in a minute. Oh shit! What's her name? Vanessa White, director of NASA's Johnson Space Center. Does that name ring a bell?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she was one of our speakers today, along with Soledad O'Brien. Cool. Yeah. So had lunch with her, Soledad O'Brien. So yeah, man, great day.
I see Tiffany is somewhere in the studio, but I don't see her.
That ain't me.
She's somewhere, but she ain't in her photo ain't up there. Tiffany, you there? What happened to Robert? Now Robert left out. But Robert walking, so he probably hit something. Tiffany, are you there? Tiffany. Tiffany,
turn that camera and that mic on.
She don't have nothing on right now.
Don't be scared.
Okay. Good folks. How's everything in the weather in Texas?
It is raining and it's going to be 40 degrees tomorrow.
That's because they lost that World Series. Yeah, they lost that World Series. That ass whoop.
It should have been cold already there after that ass whipping.
But you know what, y'all are wasting this on me because I don't follow baseball at all.
Oh, okay.
But they got kicked in the balls.
And the other thing I don't do is root for anything, any of the teams here. So,
all right.
All right, They're gonna run her ass out of here.
She get a pass, Robert. She get a pass.
Yeah.
She get a pass. We'll give her a pass. I'm trying to make sure I set my. We got a lot to talk about tonight. A lot. Meek, you have not put in the 15-minute time clock either. You're supposed to be doing that. So I need you in the studio this week, getting that 15-minute time clock, putting it in here so I can put it in the window so we can have our clock on here. We'll have it next week. We got a 15 minutes, so just keep track of the time. We're gonna start the 15 minute at 15 minutes after, which is in about 2 minutes. But how's things with you, Robert?
Look here, all is well. One of the things I'm doing is working with some folks on some political aspirations. I'll leave it at that. And today, some of y'all don't know, but I call myself a regional person, regional leadership. So while I live in Savannah, my work is elsewhere. So today we celebrated Women's Roundtable. I'm trying to find my damn parking pass. Women's Roundtable. It was phenomenal. So I had a chance to connect with Soledad O'Brien, if y'all know who that is.
Oh,
so awesome day. Yeah, a beautiful woman, great talk. So yeah.
What the hell I did? That's my girl. Where's my ticker at? I got two producers back there engineering, and neither one of them. Okay, there they go. You can erase the SPLOS one. We won SPLOS. We got SPLOS. SPLOS on our agenda, isn't it? Yeah,
that's awesome.
It's on our agenda. We'll talk about that after a while. But you can erase that one. Anyway, we got the lightning round starting in about 30 seconds, and we don't know where Charlie is. He's still on vacation. I heard his plane got held up in Hawaii. So he might have a deal in Houston, Sandra. So just take care. Yeah, he's in Hawaii since he was kidnapped and we paid for his ransom. He took a trip to Hawaii. So he called me. So he'll be back later on, I guess. We got a lot to talk about, and it's time. Get our 15 minutes ready. Tiffany keep going out. They go to good brother, good doctor.
Oh Lord, get my damn receipt.
Look at him.
Listen, y'all don't mind me. Let me tell y'all something. Chandra, Sean, let me tell you something about these fundraising events. Let's just say they give you nice accommodations.
They really do. I've been to a lot of them.
Yeah. Thank you, Jesus.
You hobnobbing with the big boys there.
Man, listen.
Soledad earlier today. Now you there with Tim Scott.
Yeah, listen. Listen.
Give Tim Scott a message for me.
No, you motherfucker, my revenue.
Hey, but Jamal, you there in South Carolina with Tim Scott and the governor.
I can feel how I feel, but when you write the check, baby, we don't tell Jamal to read it though.
All right, just don't sell out. Because you know we're gonna talk about
sell out, but listen, I'll take your money, but I ain't gonna sell out now.
Hey, because you don't want Sandra X. You see what's up there today, right? Sandra X.
Oh shoot.
I'm trying to behave today.
I got to. Let me tell y'all the quick story. Let me tell you about the first time I met brother Jamal Touré. We had a meeting at the coffee shop. Jamal said, "Let me tell you why you pissed me off." I'm like, "Damn." That's why I respect them now. I'm gonna tell you about these black men, Julius and Jamal and Jay. I respect anybody that's gonna be real with you, and I appreciate that. So I just had to share that.
Okay. Well, we appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, but go ahead, y'all.
Oh, Tiff.
Oh shit.
There you go, Tiff.
Tiffany X.
I was in the Sorry, y'all. I had locked on my phone.
Don't tell no lie.
I'm trying to get my background quiet.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Where your children at?
Honey. I put them up.
Don't do my nephews and nieces like that now.
Okay, well, we getting ready for the lightning round. Y'all 2 minutes over on the lightning round anyway. First subject on the lightning round. Huh? Y'all, I hope y'all got y'all agenda today.
Oh Lord, let me pull it
Yeah,
up.
yeah. I don't know why you don't have it. You know, you get it every Monday or Tuesday, and you be ready. But today it came on Wednesday because I was this election, which we'll talk about after a while. Anyway, NFL player Henry Ruggs was in an auto accident, ran into
Oh
the
yeah.
back of another car and killed the woman.
Yep.
Jesus.
He just ruined his life, his career. They fired him within 15 minutes, didn't they?
Yeah. From Houston.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yep. They sure did.
I mean, they didn't play no game. But you know what? Wait a minute. Do y'all remember that during the Super Bowl, was it last year? There was one of the coaches or something like that. It had something to do with Tampa Bay, I think. And he had well, it was one of them. I think it was either a coach or his son or whatever. But the son wasn't the son on the coaching staff though?
Right.
But he was drinking and driving also. But they didn't fire him. I'm gonna just say that. I just dropped that there. That's just for your verification.
And I'll say this, even there's a limit, and it takes us a while to know our limit. Okay. Now, my thing is this: you have one or two, and you know your limit. Whatever. That's your discretion. When you're at a place where you can't make logical decisions or things are not making sense, then you need to make a different choice on how you commute. Now, for someone who's gotten a DUI, and I've gotten that, it's not a good thing. And my good brother, Jeffrey Johnson, Jamal, you know Jeffrey. Jeffrey told me this. You could have killed somebody. And you got to make that thought process. It's almost like the mask thing. It's not just about you. What if a child had gotten killed?
Right.
That somebody's life would have got messed up. What if somebody's mother would have gotten killed? So just start thinking about, it's easier, it's cheaper to take an Uber or a Lyft than to have a $10,000 fine. And I can tell you right now, DUI is a guaranteed $10,000 fine off the rip. I can tell you from experience.
Yep.
Well, this guy, he was doing 156 miles per hour in a Corvette. Little old Corvette. You're a football player. You doing 156 miles an hour. And when you hit this girl in the back, you were doing 127 miles per hour.
Yeah.
And
127?
Yeah, stupid. And this is what I don't understand. And God's gonna have to talk to me when I get up there, about why is it
this is God.
that people like him only come out with minor scratches. They go to the hospital, they get out.
Mm-hmm.
But the other person is dead.
Yeah, bring it out.
God's gonna have to make me understand. I don't understand how stupid people get to come out of accidents like that.
Not to mention he had a gun.
Like, an illegal gun. What the hell is he thinking about?
22.
You're making millions of dollars.
Okay, but let's go back to the fact that he's 22. First of all, and I don't know how many of y'all got 22-year-olds, but I got 27-year-olds that I don't even trust. Shit. I mean, I'm gonna just say that, they don't make logical decisions. Mm-hmm. They don't think about how certain things impact the rest of their lives. I got one behind me. He doesn't think. He's 16 and don't think. And I'm sure when he gets to 22, I'm going to still have to be guiding him.
But let me add this too, Chandra. I agree with you. And trauma. People deal with trauma and grief in a very different way. And I give a great example. When I saw my mother dealing with Alzheimer's and having to go home and deal with all of that there were ways I managed it. I ain't gonna tell you how I managed it, but I managed it in my way. And so when people have to deal with things they deal with that is trauma and they haven't healed, it can become a very, very interesting route for them.
Yeah.
And that's why I always tell people, don't judge somebody and don't speak on their experience, because that young man could have been trying to manage it in the wrong way and not have been blessed with the opportunities we have been blessed with to get out of it. And so I honestly, we talk about how that family's lost. He's lost as well, because who wants to go to prison
Absolutely.
behind a
And
bad
my
decision?
trial.
And so now it's like that young man in Gwinnett. I hate it because now you got two families that are hurt. And so I always tell people, stop judging folks, because people grieve and do things for a reason. Nobody wakes up in the morning saying, oh, let me go do this and that and the third. That's bad for me. It's just what happens.
Yeah. And I'm sure he didn't get in that Corvette flying thinking that he was going to kill someone. But in the same instance, if you're driving through a residential, and I'm saying it wrong because I'm trying to say it right, but residential, if you're riding through a residential street at 150 something miles, you're a big man in a little car. Not only that, you have a gun and you're 2 times over the DUI limit.
Two times.
Like, I'm all for, I'm the founder of Mothers of Black Sons, so I'm all for standing up for our sons. But we also can't enable them by saying, oh, well, he made a mistake. You chose, baby, to get into
Yeah. He killed a 23-year-old girl.
Right.
And he's 22 years old. He's facing 20 years in prison. Wow.
Yeah. And who was that dumb enough to get in the car with him?
The baby mama.
Oh,
well, somebody else was in the car with
him. Yeah. Somebody was in the car with him.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Mm-hmm. In a Corvette, and she lived?
She only had like a wrist injury.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I'll say this. To Tiffany's point, Tiffany's exactly right. Here's where I had the issue. I don't believe in punishing, incarcerating people for nonviolent crimes. But in this instance, you did hurt somebody. Now you're dealing with a violent crime. And so you're right. I mean, I hate it for him. You got a $10 million. You could have made a different choice. I'm telling you right now, a $50 Uber is better than a life in prison.
A $50 Uber is better than a night in prison. A night in jail. $50 Uber is way better than a night in jail.
That's the point of
Uber. And being transparent, baby, you go to Chatham County, they tell you take them damn socks off. I was like, hell to the no.
And and these
what
guys
you mean, take my socks off.
These guys hang with each other. We gotta get to our next subject. These guys hang with each other. This is supposed to be the lightning round. Y'all going too slow with it. These guys hang with each other. They should have somebody who all of them can hire to pool their resources together. Say, okay, we're gonna pay $50,000 a year to this company to just take us wherever we gotta go at in the city. Why are we driving? It's just foolishness. Will Smith said he fell in love with Stockard Channing in 1993, filming the movie 6 Degrees of Separation. Ain't that something?
Isn't Stockard Channing? Isn't she old? Wasn't she?
Well, she is now, but back in 1993,
she was old back then. She was way older than him.
Well, she was a little older.
She was older than him. Yeah, I agree with my sister. That's right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but he fell in love with it because they had this love scene in there. I think he was playing Sidney Poitier's son or something, trying to fool him. He was a con man or something. 6 Degrees of Separation or something. I thought he played some gay role in that.
See, and I was gonna go there. Doesn't him and y'all viewers? I don't know. I'm just asking. Doesn't him and Jada have like this situationship where they like swing and they like do different things?
Yeah.
And recently Jada came on and talked about the sexual experience, and then she went back and had to address that. And so people now use the phrase jading. That please don't jada me, stuff like that.
Baby.
And so she would go back and say, "Oh no, Will and I have no issue regarding sex," but she would just throw some things out there when she was talking to Gwyneth Paltrow. So
Yeah.
Next, why is Caitlyn Jenner, also known as Bruce Jenner,
Y'all
getting so
don't
much
do that.
damn
Y'all
airplay?
don't do that.
Why? Why is Caitlyn Jenner getting so much damn airplay? Can y'all tell me this, please?
Well, because he's a phenomenon. He's a Republican. Do
right.
Let me tell you something. I don't get my pronouns together, and I am LGBT. I don't know. So, forgive me. But
that's their pronoun.
She is a Republican, and I think she's running for governor or something.
Caitlyn Jenner's running for office?
Running for governor in California.
I don't know if she still is.
Yeah,
she was. I think she's just trying to see if Kim and Courtney and Chloe can make a bid, then she they daddy. She can too.
I think that his 15 minutes of fame should have been up, and that they're giving him too much recognition. He didn't get that much recognition when he was a man. So what the hell they giving him all this recognition for now?
And he's an ugly woman
right now.
And as an ugly woman, you're right.
He's an ugly woman. I mean, if he was a beautiful woman, I would have no issue.
Okay.
But he looked the same as he did
as a man. Right. He looked better as a man. And most times when they do that, when they change over to a woman, they look better. He looked worse.
Oh God!
And now he's claiming that O.J. Simpson told him or told somebody that he was gonna kill Nicole and get away with it. He just wanted
attention.
Dr. Ray, could you please ask them respectful?
Okay, Atlanta Braves won the World Series.
God, Jesus.
Go Braves! Go Braves! Atlanta Braves won the World Series, y'all.
They did.
We won it since 1995.
What? 1988? What?
1995.
Oh, okay. They broke the Georgia curse. They broke the Georgia curse for a bit.
Well, they did, because at least y'all got one winning team up in there.
Georgia for the
Huh?
Okay.
I learned that Saturday. Georgia's the number one.
Yeah, they are. But
okay, y'all got 1 minute.
When it comes down to it, they're not gonna win it all.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
We praying to God they don't win it at all.
But also speaking on football, welcome to Eagle Nation, Coach Helton. Talk about a damn good hire. Hey, Georgia Southern's on the map.
He's not gonna get on the field. So Georgia Southern,
y'all ain't gonna talk about the Eagles now. Come on, Teray, you gotta get them now. Y'all ain't serious talk about the Eagles now.
Yeah. Anyway, we got Ahmaud Arbery trial down in Brunswick, and they got some big gathering. Jamal, you know about it? Something big is happening there for the next 3 days or something.
One organization has been down there every day of the trial. The event that I got some information, I need to look back at it fully. I didn't go and look at it fully, but yeah, there's been organizations. They've been having marches down there pretty much every day, and they've been posted on the front of the courthouse. And there have been some concerns about the fact that they were out there, that it could be intimidation, but they're telling us that the potential jurors are coming through the back, not through the front.
Okay.
Well, I want to know why they're not airing that one on TV.
That's our lightning round. Y'all only went 1 minute over, so I know Natalie ain't gonna be too much mad with us because Natalie is keeping the clock. This is our new segment. When we start, we're gonna get the least important stories. Well, Ahmaud Arbery is an important story. It's an important story, but in our lightning round, he just happened to not make the list today, and then because we'd already said it, except for the lightning round, I go back and find those other stories. So we'll see after they pick the jury what happened. Jamal, Tanya went to homecoming and she got you and me one of these. So yours is here. I'll see if I can put it in the car if I see you. She got this for you. You can't see. I know you can't see, right?
I can't see.
She told me to make sure you get this here. She got you a FAMU t-shirt and me one. So we got to dress like twins one day so she could take a picture, she said.
I'm trying to see. I can't see.
That's it for our lightning round. Our first subject of the day is the NFL still highly a racist organization? Is it a highly racist organization? It seems to be for some reason. I don't know. Y'all tell me how y'all feel.
It was really
Yes, it's the new slave trade. Think about it.
Yeah.
You got mostly black folks who get traded, who get put on this invisible auction block, and they get bidded on. You know what I'm saying? How many? Give you a great example. Look at the situation with Deshaun Watson. They're going back and forth on how much this person's worth. Did you see that with Tom Brady? Did you see that with the Caucasian? And I'm not trying to be funny or whatever, but it's very different. So it's an invisible blah. And after they are done with them, they kick them out the system. They don't give them the same opportunities to be analysts or reporters or whatever. They just say, go on your merry way. And what do you see? A lot of them have mismanaged their money with no plan in sight. And so what? So that's just my take on it.
Okay. Tiffany, you was about to say something.
I absolutely agree with Robert. Like we've seen this so many times. And they don't stand by their players the way that they should. When you go into the NFL, you give your everything. Like you get, you're subject to concussions, you're subject to all of these different things. But once you get yourself in that predicament and you're no longer, it's like a horse. When the horse breaks its leg, you shoot the horse. That's like a lot of NFL players.
Yeah, good analogy. I think that what you got, the NFL shows their racism so blatantly when you got two great quarterbacks out there like Cam Newton and Colin Kaepernick, and none of these teams won't put him in. Colin Kaepernick did nothing but bring awareness to this country. He brought awareness to this country. He should be a hero.
Absolutely.
A hero. You want us to stand and salute a flag, a pledge to a flag that has been our ropes that hung us for so long.
Absolutely.
You want us but you don't want to give these two people who are clearly better than 75% of the quarterbacks in the NFL. Clearly better than the ones that are currently starting on what is 32 teams. It's clearly better than the ones that are starting on 24 of the teams.
Yeah.
And you can't get them they did something that they can't get back in. Really? That don't make no sense.
What did Cam Newton do? I missed it.
Dress funny? I don't know what he did. Cam Newton, he got cut by New England the last day because he didn't want to do something. What was it, Robert, that Cam Newton did? He didn't want to take the COVID shot or something? He did something.
Cam's issue was Cam wanted to be very much stylish. And okay, here's the real deal with Cam, and I'm gonna go off script. This is what it is. At the end of the day, they had, and Teray, you'll feel me on this, they had a nice, shiny white boy that could resemble Brady, and you got this Negro over here who want to do his style and represent his culture, and that's a no-no in the white world.
Right.
It is what it is.
Yeah, because they still expect us to assimilate.
Yeah, right.
Okay, it was him not getting vaccinated at first. That's what it was.
That's the bullshit excuse.
Yeah, it was.
Because I can guarantee you this.
He was the starting quarterback.
For New England?
Yeah, and then you cut him.
Yeah,
you spend all this money. It's the same thing with Michael Vick. Let's go back to Michael Vick. Let me break this down for you. It wasn't that the reason Michael Vick got in that. Hold on, I'm gonna break it down to y'all. The same thing with Cosby and Vick. Vick was promised $10 million, $100 million. They thought about that shit and said, y'all gave, excuse my language, y'all gave that nigga 10, that how much money? So now we got to find a reason to retract that. So we're going to say, oh, let's go find some dirt on him. You mean to tell me dog fighting is more important than sex trafficking, but you let the Patriots owner go out there and do some sex trafficking bullshit, but yet Michael go hunt with that bullshit. Don't play with me.
Watch your language. Watch your language.
I get it, but my thing is this. I get so tired of our people sitting here being blinded by the stuff that's going on in their face and sitting here siding with the Caucasian folks. And again, I say black folk can't be racist, but how you going to let the owner of the Patriots go down there to Florida, participate in the sex act, continue to make your money, but yet Michael Vick get in trouble for some dog fighting? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
And go to prison for 2 years.
And I want to add on to that. Now, when you said that, my brother, something else I share with folks, that the whole issue, I said, you're more concerned about the dogs than about the poor children and impoverished people who live in every city that you have an NFL team. There's homelessness and poverty in all those cities. And I'm like, they're not even that concerned about them, because you can go, I told folks, if you're in DC, you see homeless people right there on the metro, right on the outside of the metro. They walk past them. But you're more concerned about dogs. Now, something else I'm throw out there, because again, I'm glad y'all ain't bringing it up, because that's something that I had posted. I wouldn't have posted it that, okay, Aaron Rodgers has COVID. He has COVID. So guess what that means? Aaron Rodgers was not vaccinated. He was not vaccinated, but guess what? You were trying to use that type of stuff against Cam. That Cam wasn't vaccinated, but Cam got vaccinated. But here go Aaron Rodgers. So now I'm saying, check out the narratives and see what's going on with that. And some people even allude to that. Aaron, when asked the question, he said, I'm immunized, that he lied about it. So let's see about how they handle that with regards to how he should be treated now.
Oh,
they're not going to address it. They're going to hope we get over it.
So exactly. And that goes to your very question, Julius. That's it right there. Because again, all that basically, Aaron lied, misled the folks, but they're now not even vaccinated, but they were getting on cam about that. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So that is an issue that they're still highly racist. And we know that. Is another boycott needed? What needs to happen to bring attention to make these people understand that you cannot continue to treat us this way? But you got these ball players with so much money, and instead of them doing what they need to do to pool their monies to make things happen in a positive way, to be a force to be reckoned with, they know that they can give us these money. And what the first thing we do, we go out and buy a new Corvette. We go out and we party every night. We race up and down the streets until we crash. We do silly things with this money because they know that we're just going to throw it away and not invest it and do what it needs to be done. And I'm not talking about every player in the NFL. That's not true for every player. But it's true for a great deal of them, that they throw this money away and they could have been doing something productive in their communities, and they don't, you know.
Now I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna cause it. I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna put this out here because I got a video. I've not put the video out yet, but I've been waiting on another incident that I need to go and get that straightened out first. But I'm put this other video out, so I'm gonna call some people. And some people, Julius, right now, your people gonna get mad with me. And again, Robert, your supporters gonna get mad with me because you don't need to be called the NFL. Why don't we call out the ILA? Why don't we call them out?
Okay.
Why don't we call them out? Because they can do something in the community. Because the video that I got that'll be coming out, let y'all know I'm calling them out about that. And you talking about
we know you are
destructionment, displacement, regentrification, resegregation by economics. And again, there's a plan that was in place that some of them can embrace. So I'm hoping that even if they get mad with me, embrace the plan and do what you got to do with regards to changing the dynamics here. Because y'all about to get your bonuses. Because you're about to get your bonuses right now.
Jamar Torre, the one man NAACP of Savannah, Georgia.
That's right. That's what I'm telling you.
So, and you're right. If we can call out the preachers, if we can call out all our political leaders, then the ILA has a responsibility to this community also, and they need to be called out also. They have $600 million sitting in the bank. You know, they are a powerful organization. $600 million sitting in the bank and do nothing but give away bicycles and turkeys. They need to be doing more. You know, all my friends work down there. Everybody I know, I grew up with them. I guess I could probably leave here right now and go down there and get a job. But you know, but anyway, we got the call. We got the truth. The truth shall be revealed on everything. We don't cut the mustard or hold anything back on anybody, irrespective of relationships or anything. We're going to tell it like it is on this platform. You know, so y'all can get mad if you want. We just gonna keep telling it like it is.
But it's called being unapologetic. You gotta. Yeah. I can appreciate someone who is unapologetic for a value that they stand on. When you wishy-washy, that's suspect to me.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
I'm with you.
It is what it is.
Okay, so our next subject: election results from Tuesday.
Don't steal our thunder for Saturday now.
Election results for Tuesday.
I ain't
Y'all got them. Y'all know what they are. Let's start with House Seat 165.
Who's
Therese?
No, Robert ain't gonna speak on that. I ain't gonna speak on Therese family members. So I'm quiet. I'm moved.
That Carl Gilliard's seat?
No, that's the seat, the open
Chandra,
seat.
That's you ain't gonna talk about my church member, my frat brother,
Mickey Stevens.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Mickey Stevens' seat.
Okay. You don't talk about you just disrespecting my frat brother. I'm going to fight you when I see.
Hey, so now
Edna
Jackson won last night without a runoff.
Edna won?
Yeah.
Wait.
Baby, Edna, she drop kicked them jokers.
Edna won.
Edna won without a runoff. 53% of the vote.
You know why? You know why?
Please tell me.
Because she's always had a machine behind her.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Bob James, all of them. They wanted to get her somewhere, you know, because they have to benefit. You know, they lost their benefits when she lost the mayorship. You know, he lost the mayorship for a second. You know,
who lost it?
But now he has it back.
Who? Bob
James. Yeah.
Bob got a connection to all of them. I mean, I'm not going to be funny because I respect Bob and his family, but Bob is pretty, and just to say like that, Bob ain't far removed from that.
Yeah, I mean, you can't hate on Bob too much more than you hate on Reed Delaney or any of the other big contractors. Bob is doing what Bob do.
I want to know when the people of Savannah, the voting people of Savannah, will stop recycling all of this old stuff. It's like digging trash up, out of your trash can. You don't do that. So why are we bringing back the same old people over and over again?
Well, let me answer that. Cecilia, we're working on that, sister.
That's coming up, I think. Oh, that's part of this here. It's called elections, and what we got to do is bring awareness to the people. What do you say, Jamal?
That's what I was going to say. One of the things, and I tell folks, and I shared this with a councilwoman, Alicia Miller Blakely, earlier today. One of the issues that I long realized, and I realized this back in the 80s, and I saw it in the 90s and in the 2000s, that voter education is relevant and pertinent. Voter education. And we take it lightly, but that is something that is absolutely needed, because guess what some people are going to do? They say, because I don't know who to vote for, I'm going to go ahead and vote for this person right here. Even when it goes against their best interest. And that is something that has gone on. And I've heard that, just to go show you how long it's going on with me, understanding in this area where people used to say, I'm going to vote for recyclers. Even when folks is like saying we need to get recyclers out of office, but folks saying, I'm going to vote for John Recyclers. That's why I didn't know who to vote for. And I'm standing there looking at them, with these campaign literature stuff, like saying, what in the world? But that happens again, and that's across the entire country. And so also another issue that I tell folks, the same type of campaign that was happening in January 2020 And what happened in the fall of November and December of 2019 did not happen now. And you know for a fact you can't operate like that. But that's what occurred. I'm saying, look at the political parties here. They did not do what they needed to do to really get the turnout. And that's what needed to happen. Get the turnout, get the people to turn out. And so that's when you get those ineffective leaders not getting to office. And then we're trying to figure out why we still in the condition that we're in after somebody being there supporting the issue that now has caused detrimental impacts on us for some 20 years, 2 decades.
Mm-hmm. Can I piggyback off of Teray real quick? And I'm going to go back to when Daniel and I ran for Public Service Commission. Nobody, including myself, knew what that meant and what that was. However, if you go on my Facebook page right now, if you're a Georgia Power customer, because of your Public Service Commission, you will now pay an additional $4 on top of your bill a month. Now, why is that important? You're paying for that plant Vogel, that every time that project is delayed, you're paying an additional $1 billion that Georgia Power should be paying. Now, voters didn't understand that. But when Daniel and I brought that forward, it made sense. So what we've got to do, like you said, Brother Trey, is start letting people understand, why does this matter and how does it impact you as a voter?
Well, and now let me go and throw something out there too. Now, when you now have these runoffs, and so everybody's focused on John Ossoff and Raphael Warnock, they should have been also focused on Daniel and did not do that.
That's right.
That's correct. And we allowed that to happen.
Yes. We got Patty Duran out there. Go vote for Patty Duran. I'm fully endorsing her.
Okay.
And in 5 more years.
If they don't know her name from 20 years ago, they're not going to vote for her.
But do you know your pocket?
Hey, listen, Robert. Obviously, you didn't have time today hobnogging with the darn Soledad O'Brien, McMasters, and Tim Scott to look at the agenda to understand that you have jumped the gun, and that's subject number 4.
Well, so Chandra dragged me into it. So
you already incorporated that as subject number 4 into subject
I'm
number 2.
great at segueing.
But anyway, no, you can't skip 3. House seat 165 was won last night by former Mayor Edna Jackson. Congratulations, Mayor Jackson. We hope that you keep to your word and just serve this term and let somebody get away, get a chance to pass that baton on to somebody else. Antoine Lang came in 2nd. Clinton Coward came in 3rd. Clinton Young came in 4th, and Sabrina Kent came in 5th. So we'll be having conversations with these people, and what you have to understand is that your service to this community does not start the day that you announce and qualify to run for office. Your service to this community should start today. If you lost last night, start today. Work on somebody else's campaign. Help somebody else raise money. So you'll know what it feels like and you'll know what's needed to run a campaign. But when you get out here and you run these campaigns and you're not being effective, you have to do something different. That old way of doing things, throw it the hell out the door. It don't work no more. Mm-hmm. I don't know why y'all still listen to that bull. It don't work no more. It's a proven way to do things these days.
Seen. You know, you need to be seen doing things, because that's how Linda won her seat. Because Linda, after she didn't win that first time, she stayed aggressive.
That's correct. She did. All 3, her, Bernetta, and Alicia stayed aggressive, and Dietrich. They all won the next time because they stayed in the public's eye.
I just say this, learn how to email and use social media. Enough said.
Yeah, you're right. But that person won.
I ain't speaking on nobody.
165 was a joke, split the vote, dilute the pool. Well, she still beat all of them combined. All of them together couldn't top her number. So it wasn't really diluted. It's just that they had 12% participation and in voter turnout. 12%.
Wow.
12%.
Didn't nobody come. Didn't
Yeah.
nobody.
Yeah.
And what that comes down to is this: that I tell people this: when you run for office, anything that you run for, you must get your people out to vote. That's what
That's
you must
correct.
do. You must get your people out to vote. You get your people out to vote, then you straight. But if you don't get your people out to vote, then that's when you can have a detrimental impact on you regarding the election.
Yep.
So
That's
no
correct.
matter
But
what, get your machine in place to do that.
but this 12% needs to be a wake-up call to everybody that will be running for seats in 2022. So if your seat is up in 2022, the Democrats are already letting you know, and people are already letting you know that they don't care. They don't care because y'all don't care once you get there. We stood out in the rain. We did a whole lot of things.
Well,
Almost got COVID just to vote last time. And here it is. We don't see anything.
well,
And that's even for the local races
well,
because Burnett and them have not been able to be effective, even though they've had people coming against them not to be effective. But still, the people don't want to hear that. They're not going to want to hear that.
Well, Ramona, young people do not vote, and they don't. In the numbers that needs to be
Yeah.
voted in, they don't vote. Um, um, there's been some things to try to raise the awareness to get these people to vote, but we have not been able to help to hold that we have not been able to get people to participate, young people to participate. Dr. Torre, maybe you got an answer for it. Please tell us.
Well, what I was going to actually say, now the election, this is that's it's going to be hyped up. That's why I'm like saying what's going to happen. You're going to see all the parties from the Republicans and also the Democrats and Independents, but not how the Independents, but with the Republicans, because again, this is midterm, so they're going to be pumping this. They're going to be pumping that. That's why elected this time period right here. That's why it becomes crucial for folks that if you want to run, and it's basically not with regards to a major election period, then guess what? That means that you got to hustle. You got to hustle. You got to put it out there. You got to put the work in, because what's going to happen? See, the rise is going to be there next year when folks now looking to run for these other seats, because again, they got midterm elections. So, and that's why I tell folks, people take it lightly. And I'm like saying, yo, they don't put the money into it on the national level, but guess what? You still got to do the work on a local level.
That's correct. That's correct. Well, moving on to the next race. The next race was Port Wentworth City Council. We couldn't get all four candidates in, but we did get three. The fourth one was uncontested because of the mayorship, and I could not run, so the mayor walked in because we had no opposition for him. But we won every seat that was contested. Every seat that was contested in Port Wentworth, we won.
Now
Okay?
you say we won. How do you know that we will win? Because as my sister said, they get elected to office and they can turn their backs on us. Now my sister said
Well,
that Shad McKeith, and she said that, and that point is very, very valid. So why are you saying we won? We all know.
Well, the thing is this. I learned my lesson from that, and so they're vetted a little bit more deeply than they were before. We've seen whether they have some intuitions to sell out. So we vetted these people a little bit better to understand that they need to do what's right for the people, and not what's right for big business, not what's right for any type of special interest group. So, and the special interest group is the people. And that's what we have to get the people to understand, that the people are, the elected officials to understand that the people are our special interest groups. So I'm hoping, Jamar, and you make a great point, that we are going to turn the tide in this, and from now on start looking at these candidates a little bit better, and holding them to their word. Because you can say anything you want on that trail. Is when you get elected and what you do. Everybody will be held accountable. We got Gabrielle Nelson in the first district, which is my daughter. She will be held accountable just like anybody else. There won't be no rod spared for anybody. If she doesn't do what she's supposed to do, she'll get it by us. If Rufus Bright in the third, if he doesn't do what he needs to do, then for the people, then he'll get it. And Joellen Smith at large, if she doesn't do what she needs to do for the people, not for Julius, not for herself, not for anybody else around, for the people, then to make this city grow and flourish into what it needs to be, then she'll get it. We're not holding it back on anybody on this platform ever. I appreciate all our partners who helped get all these things done. Our sister shows and brother shows, and Better Savannah, ATR, and Mr. Barbie and myself going out and doing all the groundwork. We're not trying to steal any thunder from anybody. We did the work. We did a whole lot of damn work, and that's what needs to be done in every city. We got. Somebody asked me why Garden City couldn't do this. Garden City is divided. We're not. Garden City has one faction of Democrats on one side doing one thing and putting up people, and another faction on the other side putting up people. If they're not together on the same page doing what they need to do, then they're going to always come up short. Until we come together, and Portland Worth is a prime example to show the whole county. Come together. You have power in numbers. You have power in unity. So come together. We speak for we. We will do what needs to be done for us if we come together. I don't talk too much. Garden City is next. We got Bruce Campbell in Garden City, won the at-large position for Mayor Pro Tem. He was going against Donna Williams. He won by about 200 votes or something like that. So that's the reason that, and then you had 2 or 3 other candidates out there running for other positions. I don't know whether they got in. I didn't see the final results for Garden City, but we'll get them out to you next this weekend on Robert. East Floss Pass. Any of y'all want to jump in at any time? Y'all say what you want to say.
How did that pass? How did that pass when it's not coming to any of us? We're not going to benefit. They still treat us unfairly. I was opposed to East Floss.
That's what I was going to say, my brother.
Well,
this is where we're going to disagree.
Me and Robert are pro East Floss.
I want to understand why y'all disagree when, and I'm going to be very real with you. You and I, all of us were provided not adequate, pretty decent facilities and educational resources. Why not enhance that for the people that come behind us?
But it does not, that money does not fairly come into the neighborhoods that it should.
It's not for neighborhoods, it's for schools.
Huh?
It's for schools, not neighborhoods.
Well, it doesn't, it's not split up fairly.
He's saying communities.
Well, that's why you then elect school boards.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
And this money.
I see you playing retarded, Rob.
No, I'm not. I'm not. What I'm saying is, people allocate funds. Initiatives and ballot initiatives don't allocate funds. To say that you're going to withhold a vote to educate students is retarded. So let's be clear about it. You allocate the funds, then you go back and you elect the school board that will allocate it equally. That's how that works.
And then it might not look fair.
But it doesn't work like that here, and has to work like that here.
Oh,
no,
it will in the
it
future.
Has not.
It will in the future. Stay tuned.
Exactly.
But
exactly.
a lot of times, by the time the new administration come in, they already have those budgets and all of the projects that they want to do with the East Plus. So you guys are just actually carrying out what they've already put on the table.
Well, Sandra, you have to look at what's going on here with what Dr. Levette is doing. All the schools are being replaced. Every one of them. These schools last about 50 years. Every 50 years, the schools need to be replaced. So now we have new schools almost for every high school except Robert's old high school. I don't want to call their name.
Windsor Forest High School of Excellence.
Jamal should not be against it because he got a state of the art damn school over there. With them
you don't know where he went to school.
Them bums over there.
And I'm just going to say this, and they engaged in giving money to other folks, and so I want to make sure that the money, how many African Americans and Latino and women organizations, true women, female-led organizations, are getting any of those monies.
And you're right. You're right. That's what needs to be done. You're absolutely correct. And I think the system that they have in place now, with the people that they got in place now, that the last one was on somebody else's watch. This one is on Levette's watch, and she got a team in there to do what's right. We just got to make sure that they know that we're watching. We should not just totally throw it out the door because it was handled improperly before, when we got these kids that need to go to great high schools, have great facilities, great fields to play on, and we got to do what's right for our kids and our grandkids, and irrespective of who getting all the money, somebody got to get the money to build a school.
Let me say this. Let me say this real quick. I'm sorry. Two things. One, I will never advocate for withholding funds to educate our children. That's a bad decision. Because if you don't invest in the education on the front end, you're going to invest in the prison system on the back end. You believe it if you don't, go look at the statistics. The other part of it is this. If the parents don't get involved with the process, how the hell do you expect things to change? What I mean by that is this. We need community and parent involvement to go in, just like we're going for a city council to make decisions. Do the same thing at the school board level. How many, and Jay Jones will tell you this, how many of our communities, our Black families, go to PTA meetings, go to school board meetings? We don't. So why are you going to sit here and blame them when we don't show up? See, I don't hold just them accountable. I'm going to hold me and you accountable as well. So if we're going to talk about it, let's sweep around our front door first.
Correct.
And I'm going to sign off because I got to be on this Zoom with Vanessa Taylor. But I'm going to say this, mamas and daddies, send your children to private school. Send them to private school.
Hold on, Jamal. I'm gonna do a plug and what we should be doing. For who's running for president, Dr. Torre or Dr. Bryant? I don't know, Tanya. You press them. You ask them and you press. You press them and you ask. We tried to get that answer. We don't know until January. One of them told me today. I ain't gonna say which one. But anyway,
we'll learn in January.
Jamal, I went on a tour this weekend. I went on a tour with the city manager of Savannah, and a bunch of other people, and we had an awesome tour. It's an African tour, and I implore every person in this county, not only if you're Black, but every person in this county, you need to take this tour. Call Day Clean Tours. And you need to, we need to put the information up. I think you sent it to me, but I need to have it strolling at the bottom. This tour was so I'm 59 years old. I'm from Savannah, Georgia. The stuff that I was taught this weekend, I did not know. It is so enriched my life.
Is it Torre's tour?
It's Torre's tour.
Touchdown.
And listen, this tour is absolutely amazing. And if somebody don't fund it, we need to have fundraisers to fund having the stuff that this man gives us on this tour as a part of our history here in Savannah, so it can't be lost. And we need to do work on this immediately, because when we put things off, it don't never get done. Somebody needs to give us a couple of $1 million to put this stuff into play, because this needs to be done and it needs to be recorded into history. That's just me with the plug. And I appreciate it, brother.
I'm coming on your tour the next time I come to town.
Sandra, I want to go back and get it, because he kept not wanting us to interrupt him. He kept telling us that me and Maxine Bryant was taking over his tour and shit. But the city manager, Jay Melvin,
Tiffany and her mom always down in Savannah. So when they come back, Jamal, we're gonna sign them up. But they get the free tour.
That's what I
get the free tour.
Everybody need to take this tour. When y'all see some people here for family reunion, when y'all see them in town for the getaways and everything, we need to, Jamal, you need to have us with cards. Everybody need to have 5 or 6 cards in their pocket at all times, so that you can give these people this when you see them downtown or in the mall or something, and start doing. Don't worry, we're gonna work on the marketing for this one.
And I'll say this, I've heard the same thing. Our good brother, going back to Jeffrey. Jeffrey told me that you need to take Jamal's tour. So, hey man, I implore you. I've only heard great things about it. So every black person in Savannah probably need to do the tour.
And not only every black person, every white person need to hear this too.
I agree, but we got to know our history first.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We need to go. But that tour is so eye-opening. It is 3 parts of it. You need to go in and get that first part. It's a 2-hour tour, and then you want to go back for the second and the third one. It was absolutely awesome. And I just want to say thank you.
And I appreciate that. Why I want to have you there and have some folks there who could see, because just throwing out there on our tour that we got humor, but we also got information now. So we do it to empower folks, and you get a different perspective. And so, but you hear the political side, because somebody had questioned me about what's going to happen. I said, listen, we talk about politics on our tour all the time, sociological issues, all that comes out. And so what happens is that people now, if you are from here, and that's what Julia said, that's why I was glad he said it, it now gives you a different perspective. And now, just to share with some of y'all, that's why I look at the world the way that I do. Because, and then I'm just going to say this, see, I understand the pain and the anguish, and I see it, and I got to talk about it, and then give it some historical context, but then also go and see the highway robbery is some of this right here. That's why there's some politicians who know what I'm about, and that's why they're going to say, Jamal, we can never disagree with what you're saying, because we're giving you the facts, we're giving you the history. And that's what it's about. And so the neighborhood tour, like I tell folks, that's part 1, part 2, part 3. For you now to understand what's going on and what has historically happened in these neighborhoods that is relevant for us today. That's when we talk about poor leadership. Ain't no personality stuff going on with that. That's why I'm like saying, wow, we've been doing this for a long time. And like I said, I got to go with Vanessa. And so whenever the city manager says to me, like, Jamal, we're going to go ahead and schedule the part 2 of it, we're going to do that. And then we're going to take folks onto the south side of the city, and that folks understand that again, that are strongholds for black folks. And again,
and I need to get probably Meek what's my little daughter their name? I need to get Meek and Eden on the tour also, because Eden is very interested in going, and she's 16 years old, and at that age, and say she wants to go on that tour and learn because she's interested. We need her on it, and maybe we'll get them as a project for that they can film it.
How can we get the Watchdogs to do a highlight of the major pieces? We don't want to do the whole tour, but maybe the highlights on the Watchdogs.
We can work from out on that. I mean, we do that. So yeah, especially 12 o'clock, we can hit some stuff. So, but again, like I need to go with Vanessa Taylor because she got a project for Juneteenth. So again, much love. Appreciate all of you. If we finish, I'll hop back on because y'all have 5 hours to do a show. I ain't got but 55 minutes to do a show.
No, it ain't. But Brown get 5 hours.
We got
all the perks.
We got 54 minutes left, y'all. So you come on back if you finish your time.
Bernard Brown get what he wants. Yeah, I said it.
Hey, Bernard got late night. Ain't nothing in Bernard's way. He got late night.
I
Sandra
said
gonna
it.
have that as soon as Sandra get her show together. But I implore everybody to go and take this tour because, and I'm gonna go back on it again and take my wife. She needs to go and see this tour. This tour is absolutely eye opening and amazing with the history that you do not know about this city. And I like I said, I'm 59. I look 36, but I'm 59, about to be
I was gonna say
60
25.
in a couple of days. Be 60.
You a
So
12-year-old.
no, I'm born in January.
I'm about to say,
Um,
All
Lord Jesus.
right. All right.
Fix it, Jesus.
so
Me
so
too.
you Capricorn?
Absolutely.
What day yours?
January 17th.
Mine the 9th. So
Bless your heart.
our birthday gifts, Robert. We just wanted to make sure Robert and Sandra knew that, so they'll know what
I
to get.
got
Georgia,
y'all.
come back on.
Yeah,
Come on, my tag team
yeah.
partner.
But you need. I've been here 59 years. Not all straight, but I'm 59 years old. Never knew the history because
Yeah,
I thought since I'm here from Savannah, I don't need to know it. I
you're
didn't
right,
take
though.
it
You're right.
because I thought it was just for everybody else.
You're right.
But I'm telling you, you need to go take this tour. Call Dr. Torre and go
You're
on
right.
this tour immediately. It is an awesome tour. Awesome. But anyway, I done went too far. We got we still on election results. I make so much topics on here just in case we get into something that we need to talk about that is interesting and we don't get to it. We can get to it next week. But we finished East Block. We uh, Tybee and Statesboro. Tybee, I don't know the results from Tybee from
Jonathan won.
last night. Huh?
Jonathan won.
Jonathan won on
Yeah,
Tybee.
the current mayor.
Oh, okay. How about
Yeah.
did the guy Mac? Did he win?
Mm.
I don't know. I won Statesboro. Your boy he got reelected. The
Yeah.
mayor, black mayor of Statesboro. He got reelected. That was awesome. And I'm gonna have on here this brother out of I think he out of Augusta. I'm gonna try to have him on the show. Me and you gonna talk about this in a couple of days. We're gonna have him on the Watchdog. This is a bad brother. I gotta let you listen to the tape
Ooh.
first, though, Robert. I think his name Cooler, Color, Culler, something like that. Boy, he's a bad boy. You need to, boy, Robert. Wait till you hear the tape of him and the mayor talking. Boy,
It's
listen,
some foolishness,
you
y'all.
gotta
I'm
get this
telling y'all,
brother
it's about
on
to
here.
be some foolishness. Y'all better watch out.
Robert, we gonna get him on the show. I expect that from Jimmy J, not you. Hey, listen.
What you mean? Look,
Hey,
I'm just
listen.
glad Kasim Reed asked it. Excuse me, y'all. I'm glad Kasim Reed didn't get rid.
Oh yeah, in Atlanta,
That
Kasim Reed got blown out the water.
when he did that to them elderly people, I have no respect for a person that disenfranchises elderly and children. I have no respect for you. That's
Yeah.
sick.
Kasim Reed got blown out, and then you got Virginia and New Jersey losing governorships, which was crazy. And
Who
we're going to talk
won
about
in Atlanta?
Republic. It's oh god, the lady that I forgot her name, but she was like a neighborhood leader, kind of worked her way up through the political landscape, and a current councilman.
Was
But
it
as long as
Alicia?
Kasim's behind didn't come up there, I'm happy. I
yeah,
said it.
that's his name, Colors. We're going to, hey, look here. I want you, Sandra, when you hear Colors, you're going to be saying, shit, his name is Colors X.
I like him already.
I'm gonna say it
Thank
to
you,
you. He's
Tanya.
a bad boy. He don't play the music. He don't play the radio. Period. I don't know whether my wife heard it or not. She knew his name. I just heard it today, and he's my hero. But anyway,
Send it to me too, Julius.
huh?
Send it to me too.
Okay, I most certainly will. I'm a forward to y'all in a few minutes. When y'all get to talking, I'm gonna get on my phone and send it. But we got Atlanta mayor lost. Well, Kasim Reed didn't get in, and then you got Virginia and New Jersey
New
losing
Jersey.
mayor. Democratic mayors losing.
New
And
Jersey was huge. New Jersey.
yeah,
People realize New Jersey is a Democrat stronghold. And honestly, let me say this really quick. Don't listen to CNN. I love CNN, but that was not an indictment on Joe Biden at all. What it was is people didn't get their sorry butts up to go vote.
That's
Period.
it. In COVID era, the Republicans have had an underground resurgence, and they have been outworking us. And we're going to talk about that in one of our subjects in a few minutes. So we need to get through these subjects so we can have time to talk about our last subject, because I'm going to try to get through these things. So let's go on to reparations. Everybody getting reparations except black people. Why? Everybody. We got 50 minutes that we got left, and we need to find out what we fit to talk about. We need. Yep. Go ahead, Sandra.
Did y'all see? I mean, well, you saw that foolishness that that Joe Biden is planning on giving all of those kids, the Mexican kids, you know, $450,000 a piece.
Yeah.
Because they were separated from their parents. Well, damn, we've been separated from our land
forever. They brought us over here, put us in slave ship, did everything that they could do to us, and we still here, and we still don't have any reparations. We don't get anything. They gave the Japanese when they interned the Japanese back in 41, 42, whenever when it was, when they bombed Pearl Harbor, and they put all the Japanese and interned them in prisons. They gave each one of them, I believe, $20,000 a piece or something, I believe, for that little bit of time that they held them in. They even
gave the Holocaust survivors money. Yeah. And we didn't have nothing to damn do with the damn Holocaust.
Exactly. We helped get them out. And why are we paying them? And Sandra, if I'm not mistaken, we're still paying them today.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Shoot. I mean,
they pay everybody except us. You know why? Because they don't respect us, because they see that we don't respect ourselves. We don't respect ourselves enough to put our foot down and say, no, it's time for you to ante up. It's time for us to get treated equally. It's time for, oh no, we're gonna say, oh, that was 100 years ago. That was the answer. We don't give a damn. We are here because of those people 100 years ago.
Right.
Yep. I mean, y'all took out. I mean, anytime we tried to get land or do anything, you came back, you took that. You know, I mean, it's just we're watching it, and now you have these Republican governors coming on the scene saying, "Oh no, well we don't even want. Well, y'all making our white little kids feel bad." Well, what about our black kids?
Yeah, they're gonna feel horrible in a few weeks.
That the only time their ancestors were talked about in school was in February, and all they ever heard about them was the slave ship, the this, the that, but they never heard that we actually contributed.
Let me share this, and it's so pertinent what y'all talking about. So today, you know, I don't mind saying what I gotta say. WSB posted about the young man, right, that killed a teenager. We'll talk about that whenever. But I posted on there that we gotta fix this, blah blah blah. Two black males are hurt. So somebody posted, why it always gotta be about race? Now, one thing about it, let me tell y'all this: don't ever challenge a diversity professional on race, because they're gonna blow you up. So I replied, it was quite interesting that race was important when your folks wanted to lift up slavery, and it's quite important that your privilege allows you to talk about race when you want to. So to ignore race means that you want to ignore a whole identity, which means you want to ignore a whole people. So don't come at me talking about when you want to talk about race, because race is important every day. It shows up when you want to talk about oppression. So it just ties into what you're talking about. It irritates me when people say, oh, I don't see color. You got to see color, because if you don't see color, you don't see me.
Exactly. That is the lie. And when I had a friend of mine, she said that too, because, you know, white people seem to think, or other people seem to think, that just because they say, well, I don't see color, you know, that I'm not a racist because I don't see color. No, I see color. I see culture, you know, and I'm not going to negate your color. So I don't want you to negate mine or my culture or what, you know, my background. my ancestors. Don't erase us, by saying, well, we don't see this. Child, bye.
Yeah. Were there any other payouts besides they plan on giving them the Spanish people that were held down, Hispanic the Mexicans $450,000. That's what they're trying to get over here, just to get the $450,000, so they can so they can have a better way of life. That's what America's about, I guess. That's the American dream, they say. But and then you got the Japanese, and then you got the Jews. I'm sure that they do everything. Everything is an emergency for everybody except us. And and we're going to bring it. We're going to keep talking about it. Don't y'all think that we're going to stop talking about it? Because then when you have sorry Negroes that are supposed to be standing up and advocating for the people, and they don't, then that's a problem with me, and that's a problem with this platform as long as I'm in charge of it.
But real quick, shout out to Michelle. I think her name is Michelle Wood. Correct me if I'm wrong. I apologize if I'm wrong. First Asian American woman elected to the mayor of Boston, Massachusetts.
Yeah, wow. I saw
that. Shout out to her.
Awesome.
I love to see women who gonna do something, and that is a shout out. Women who gonna do something, who are in those leadership positions.
Okay, next subject: Georgia Power increasing the electric bills. This is the subject that Robert already talked about. I don't know how.
I'll let the ladies speak first. The ladies go first. Now,
y'all bill fit to go up. So y'all talk to Robert about
y'all. He mad.
Let me do something while y'all talk about this.
Please.
Well, you know what?
I got my child here. Go ahead.
If you guys had, if Georgia had more competition, this would not be happening, because over here in Texas, we have like 20 electric companies. So we don't pay much for electric over here, because the more competition you have, the lower the rates, So my bill is never over $95.
That's a blessing.
So, yeah. So that is what needs to be done, all over. Because as long as Georgia Power, they can raise it $15 if they wanted to, because they're the only ones. Who y'all going to?
Yeah.
And that's exactly what they say. And that's exactly what Comcast said when Van them was holding on to that contract with them.
You're being messy now.
Oh, well, it needs to be talked about, because that was a kickback. That was a kickback all day long. Other companies could come in.
That's Robert Frat, brother?
No, I gotta mess with Sean. I'll mess with Chandra more than anything. Cause I'll hype her up. I'm a hype man. Y'all ain't caught that.
Yeah, you the beige brother. Yeah.
Wait a minute now. You ain't had to all that.
No.
I love you, sister, but go ahead, y'all.
Yeah, but
why you gonna let Tiffany go? Why you see how? Now y'all see how he do now.
Yeah,
don't go acting out, Malcolm X.
I was thinking about when you were running, Robert, and a lot of the points that you made about how our bills, we would see a increase in our bills, and how we should, as people, hold the company accountable. And I was really proud of you when you ran, but I seen that a lot of people still stuck with whom they wanted to stick with. And now when I open up my bill every month, I'm like, FUCK. Yeah. It's ridiculous that we're paying. I'm like, what is this? What's the environment? What's the nuclear cost for? We're paying for nuclear costs. We're paying for environmental costs, a franchise fee.
Yeah.
Let
me break it down, y'all. Let me break it down. We got A, Plant Vogel, B. I'm looking at the agenda now. So let me tell y'all something that, folks, and I want people to share this part. Every election counts. If it didn't count, why the hell do you think they are trying to suppress your vote? What the governor has done and what the Public Service Commission should be doing are incongruent, and that's protecting the public. So why is your bill going up $4 a month? Daniel and I both said it when we ran last year. The Public Service Commission cares less about you and more about what? Georgia Power and the EMCs. So what happened was every time Plant Vogtle gets delayed, which is pretty much every year, that is another $1 billion loss for Georgia Power. Who pays for the loss? You
Us.
do.
And then when they get these bills up to so high with this for laws, it's going to be so high after a while, we're not going to notice it that when Plant Vogtle finally gets up and running, are they going to drop our bills down to nothing?
Oh, no, it gets worse.
Exactly.
And they tried me on this. I want y'all to go back and YouTube my debate because I questioned this with y'all. You mean to tell me, and this is where my black folks, I want y'all to wake up. You got, and this, I'm very passionate about this. You got a nuclear plant in the backyard of Waynesboro, Georgia, Burke County, majority African American community, that causes cancer. Are you serious? Are you really serious? So now, not only are you going to charge these folks for a higher light bill, but you're going to also give them cancer. And if Jason Shaw tells you any different, he's a damn liar. Yeah. But yet, we don't want to get out there and vote because we don't understand it. Understand this. You let these Republicans keep running your neck in the ground. Republicans are about money, and if you don't like it, I said it. At the end of the day, the Public Service Commission, we've got to change every one of these seats around because I cannot believe by the end, I can tell you this, in the next 2 years, your Georgia Power bill is going to go up to about $15 additional to what you're paying. I guarantee it. Because guess what? The Public Service Commission seats are 6 years. So Jason Shaw, my opponent, Daniel's opponent, they have another 5 years. They tack on another $5 more, another $5 more to your bill. But we don't want to get out and vote. So going back to the school board argument, if we don't get out there and voice our opinions with that vote, then why would they care about us?
Well, something needs to be done, and we appreciate you fighting so hard so we can get that done. Next subject: kid shot at a school bus in Atlanta, Georgia area. How is the kid? Did they ever say whether the kid?
He's in critical condition.
He's in critical condition. I think he was 16.
16. Shot by a 17-year-old.
It's hurtful.
And
it's hurtful.
We need to. My question is, who's supplying these kids with all these guns?
The streets.
And see, like with this, we can't put it on the white man. I'm gonna say this because black men also have license to carry, who can go to gun shows and buy guns and bring them back. Young kids 16 and 17, they're so driven by what they see in the media and what they hear in music that they don't take into accountability that those bullets hurt. Not only do those bullets hurt, but the consequences for you pulling the trigger is more permanent than you just having a gun. Just like the 22-year-old, he didn't even shoot anybody, but the fact that he had a gun in the car with him and he was drunk, that's another charge.
Yeah, I'll say this, Julius, if I may. Keisha Gibson Carter, Alicia Miller Blakely, and Bernetta Lanier are right. If we don't address the poverty issue, it's a systematic concern. If we don't fix that, this thing is going to expand. If you don't understand how this thing works systematically, and I'll give an example. If I'm a single mom, and I'll tell my personal story. When my brother, who was incarcerated, I'm gonna be real with y'all. When he was going to school, my mother wasn't retired yet, so he had the streets to kind of play with. When I went to middle school, my mom and dad were retired, and I didn't have a chance to do anything. So what am I saying? If we don't have economic pieces where single moms and single dads and parents can make a living to be home with those children and help develop them and be at PTA meetings, then they're absent from the home when the child gets home and only can do what? Be in the streets.
That's right.
That's called systematic issues. So people, we got to do better. I don't blame that young, because at the end of the day, now you got two young men, two families are hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But
if we want to fix the system, and we got leaders who don't get that, we got to change this quickly. We got to fix this.
Yeah.
but Robert, also, but I agree with what you're saying. But also you have to instill something into your children. More than letting because some kids are raised. See, you were raised, Robert. Some kids just grow up.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's what we're seeing play out in these streets. The kids that have not been raised. We were poor growing up. I mean, we didn't know it, but we were. But that didn't mean that we were gonna. And my parents were not home a lot. It was my older sister's siblings that was responsible for the
But
household.
you had accountability.
Yeah.
What I'm saying, listen to what I'm saying. I have an older brother who was incarcerated since I was 14. I'm 43. The difference between him and I is I had an account, as you just said, someone who held me accountable. He didn't have that. So if you're telling me, I don't mind is a devil's workshop. If we don't have the civic organizations and the lack of churches and the people who saying it's not my responsibility, then who's going to catch that young man who has nothing to do?
Yeah, and it's such a cycle because I was raised, with a single mom as well, and all my mama had to do was write a note and leave it on the refrigerator. My house
that was our text message.
Your mama would tell you all
and it's still, and I'm 33 and I still think about that, but I think about the generation because I'm a single mom. I have 4 boys now, 4 boys and one daughter, and I'm always inserting myself into what they're doing. I also have nephews and nieces that I insert myself in. But when I go and I canvass the neighborhood next to me, when I knock on the door, a child opens the door because their mom is at work.
Yes.
And like they don't have anybody to hold them accountable to do anything because a lot of the parents are working not only to provide, but to self gratification. I feel like we are a broken generation raising broken people, honestly, from the stuff that I see, because I see so many young boys that are 17, 18, that's picking up guns and killing each other, 15-year-olds. Every week in Athens, there's a shooting.
But I got a question. And you say, and I understand we can't blame anybody else for our ills and our problems in our neighborhoods. But when they always say cut the head of the snake off and then the snake cannot live anymore. So my thing is this. If you can track where some cocaine came from, then you ought to be able to track a damn gun.
Absolutely.
You ought to be able to track
I can agree with that.
Yeah. Common sense tells us this. Do you want to track the gun?
I agree with you, Julius.
There's too many guns in our neighborhoods owned by 16, 17, 18-year-olds.
I agree with you.
Big guns.
I know where you're going with that too. Yeah.
That's bigger than them. Big
guns. Ain't just show up.
Military size guns.
They could track dope, track a damn gun.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Policing.
And that's why I tell people all the time, stop believing everything you hear. That young man, that 17, it burns watch my mouth, burns my soul to see something like that happen on a weekly basis. Yeah. But yet we got police departments more worried about some nonviolent stuff.
Bullshit.
Instead of going and do damn prevention.
It's the pettiness of the Georgia police departments for me. Yeah.
And the chief of police is this.
We, our people. But yet you can sit up here and you don't find nothing over there in the white communities, but you can make damn sure that guns get in the streets and you police ours. Get out of that the movie life. You ain't protecting the gun line no more. Prevent the damn gun line. Exactly. I just get tired of seeing our young brothers. That's a 17-year-old kid. Are you serious?
That's correct.
Don't play
And
with me with that mess.
yep, and
see,
already he got to charge what that aggravated assault or attempted murder. That's already 20 years.
Yeah.
You know,
You destroyed that
and
kid's life.
yeah,
And
it's
another
already
one might
20
be
years.
dying.
Yeah.
And we don't, and our people don't get it. Our mayors and our chief of police don't get it. Come on, folks. And y'all keep electing them. I just feel very passionate about that. One thing about me, and some of y'all, and I'm gonna keep going. If you don't mentor a young black man, then get out the damn way.
Absolutely.
That's correct. And the thing is, your passion showed just now your outrage for this issue. Where is the outrage in our communities? Where are the pastors? Where are the elected officials? Where are the community leaders? Where are these people that we need to step up to the plate and say, this has to end now?
And
It can end overnight if they came out and did what they needed to do. Parents need to be held accountable. Leaders need to be held accountable.
And better yet, we got two mothers. Julius, if I may, I would love to hear from the mothers. You got both of y'all got sons. Yeah. I can only imagine if you got a phone call saying your son going to jail for committing a murder. I was there on that phone call, watching my mother cry. And the other side of that call saying that your son was murdered. How would you feel?
Man, I mean, it just breaks my heart, you know. And it's like a sucker punch because my daughter murdered someone, and I got that call, and it wasn't a pleasant. I mean, it changed all our lives instantly, you know. So yeah, that part.
To know daughter that is in a different situation though, because it was a little bit of domestic abuse.
It was domestic violence, but still, I always say, if you listen, you know, and I tell people I'm gonna get closer to if you guys would just listen, because we've already been there before. You know, my daughter, she would not have been serving prison time had she just listened, because the warning signs were there 8 days into their relationship. They were already fighting. He should have been somebody that she used to know.
That's correct. You know? That's
but correct. They think that everything's going to be okay. It's not going to happen to me. This, that, and the other. And then what happens? Murder.
Yeah. And we got like 24, 25 minutes left. I need to get to these subjects. Okay. We got two more, and we're gonna spend 5 minutes on the Democrats, and then we'll spend the last 20 minutes on the last subject. But before we get off of the kids' shot at school, I just have a question. And you know, Robert has that. He showed what everybody in this city and in this country needs to be feeling, that outrage. But we have to have outreach, and we have to be able to get these different organizations and different leaders together, operating under one silo, not a bunch of them. Y'all hear me say that a lot, because it is what they're doing.
You got something to say.
You know, what I have learned, Julius, with the outreaches and, you know, the wanting to mentor, it's kind of like the Black church. Everybody want their name to be bigger than the other people's name, instead of us coming under one mission. Mission, we have one goal.
Yeah.
And I say this a lot in Athens. How can we teach our youth how to come together and be unified if we as community leaders are butting heads about who? Well, I'm not going to support them. You got 50 different book bag giveaways, 50 different coat giveaways in the same neighborhood, instead of all of us coming together as one to show unity as opposed to wanting to get my name out here.
Yeah.
Your
And
name
that's
out.
what it's all about. It's about photo ops for those people who are trying to advance their careers instead of advancing somebody's life. And you need to advance somebody's life instead of advancing somebody's career. My last thing is, why are we the only race on this planet? Just think about it. The only race on this planet that are at war with each other.
They've taught us so much. They taught us
Nobody sees the urgency, Tiff. Nobody sees the urgency in it. Nobody sees that this is an emergency.
Yeah.
We're at war with each other.
The other races are looking at us like,
let them fools kill each other.
Let them kill each other off.
That's what they're saying. But our DNA is so strong, and there's so many of us that we can't. But they make a business off of what we're doing because it was a diabolical plan that they put in effect.
All across the board, from government to the rap industry to sports and entertainment, all of it across the board. That's why you can have a movie of killing every black person on there, but then when you say something about another community, you're wrong.
Yeah,
you need to sit down somewhere. You cancel. So
we're gonna get back. We're gonna make the last subject next because it's something that we need to talk about, and we'll make if we have time, we'll get to. No, man, let's go. We got 20 something. Let's get real quick on why the Democrats are so. Why do we lose so much? We lost in New Jersey. We lost in Virginia. We just do what we have to do to lose every time. Why? And we can take 5 minutes on this, please. Why do we do this? Why?
Two things. I'll be quick. Two things. One, voter suppression, sponsored by your local Republicans. Number two, we got to vote every election. We got to vote every election. We got to vote every election.
Okay. Tiff.
They don't show unity neither. They at each other next too. The older Democrats don't want to show the new Democrats how to, man.
It passed. And then at the federal level, look what Manchin and that girl Senator just did to the Democratic Party. They single-handedly handed over the leadership for next year to the Republicans because we can't get together and stop infighting. We can't be like the Republicans and say, I don't care if they said we going to kill somebody mama or whatever. That's what all of us going to agree to do. I mean, and that's how they are.
It's terrible. It's really terrible because we got to find out what the problem is because Democrats, we fight infighting just like no other party on this earth. We all we do is fight each other, even when you have power. And the Republicans know how to get in step and do what's necessary to make things work for their party. We don't. We get power, and then we all get foolish. It's like a kid in the NFL. They get money, and then they get foolish. They want to party. The Democratic Party does not know how to retain power. They know they can luck up and get it every now and then when the country is so pissed off that they go and vote the Republicans out for doing stupid stuff like electing a clown like Donald Trump. But then when you get the power back,
you have no idea what to do with it or how to retain it.
Yeah.
And I swear the Republicans probably swear an oath with before they take office with each other that no matter what craziness we decide to do, we're all gonna go for it. If the leader is for it, we're for it.
Let me tell you something real quick. I was at an event tonight, and I could pretty bet it was 75% Republicans in that room. When I tell you one thing, I don't give a doggone if it could be the worst bill. they can say this. We're gonna create a bill that's gonna annihilate all black people. But I tell you, they're gonna stick together on that bill, Tim Scott included.
Tim Scott
Democrats, we
included.
want to be flowery and nice, and what they gonna think about it? Bull crap. You better go for the gusto while you got the mantle.
And they stick together and we don't.
They do. They do.
And that's why we're losing so many races. They still want to do things the old way. They want to do things the old way. It's a new way of politicking now. It's a new way of campaigning now. And you don't stay engaged and active with these people, they're going to get disconnected. And people need to understand that and get on the ball. We refuse to let that happen here. We started early, and we outmanned them. We outworked them. We out everything them. So if every community can look at Pope Wentworth and see what we do here, then you'll be better off. Don't come bringing me no numbers. I don't need no damn numbers. All I need is a chance.
Exactly.
I don't need no numbers. Just show me. Just give me a chance. We can do great things with a chance. It's just crazy how bad it is with the Democrats. And until they really get some balls and say, we're going to put it down and we're going to do what necessary to make this party work, instead of saying how much relying on Manchin and Sinema in the Senate to always do the right thing, and they never do. Instead of saying that we want to capitalize on if Georgia can get some Democratic senators, then anybody can do it. Instead of them really doing the work that needs to be done, they want to pussyfoot around and be lazy. That's a good word. It's in the dictionary. And
Dr. Hall,
we need to do what's necessary
Dr. Hall,
to take the Senate over, so we don't have to rely on Manchin. We don't need to rely on Manchin.
Manchin, but you know what? Manchin playing a power. Manchin. My only thing with Manchin. Let me tell you something. Stop going. It's a difference between a politician and a public leader. Stop doing this stuff to be a politician. When you go into these roles, you go on to represent the people. Manchin, you're being a pussyfoot. You're not there for yourself. You're there for the people of West Virginia.
That's
and
correct.
your state is the poorest state on earth. So step up or step out.
And he don't do anything against anybody who giving him big money. I know, and that's what that means, that you brought and you sold out.
Exactly.
So,
Chuck, I gotta look up that rule that you just put up.
Look, I was gonna Google it too.
Yeah, the hazard rule. Anyway, the last subject, producer. And I believe it's the Steel Hell Towers. The Steel Hell Towers, not the Steel Well Towers. It's the Steel Hell Towers. I think my producer computer is probably froze, so I'll put it up there. The Steel Hell Towers debacle.
Let me ask you this. I got a question. Is that an assisted living community?
Yes.
Okay. Let me say this.
It's not really assisted. Well, it is. It is.
I don't care what it is.
Elder.
We need to force insurance companies to make it regular in insurance policies for in-home care. I'll tell you why. I took my mother. Alzheimer's is a deadly disease. I took her out to assisted living, and before I could hurt them people or burn that place down, I mean what I say, because I don't play about my mom and daddy. I do not play about them. I had to take her out of there. In-home care should be a part of insurance policies. I am very liberal in the way I think. Insurance policies need to cover not nursing home care, but in-home care. We need to get rid of nursing homes, period. Nursing homes are horrible.
Yeah.
In-home care where people built their homes and want to live in their homes till they are transitioned is the norm. Let's start doing that.
Yep. And that was a part of Biden's Build Back Better plan, but I think that it got kicked out. You know, they don't. I mean, I don't know why we don't care about our young people and our old people. You know.
Yeah.
It's a plan. It's a plan. And we fall right into the trap. What I want to talk about though is that in Stillwell Towers is a housing authority of Savannah facility, and the housing authority has dropped the ball on this. You got 15, 16 floors. I think it's probably the tallest building in Savannah. 15, 16, 17. I don't know how many floors. It's the big building next to
It's like
Memorial
20,
Hospital. How many?
They don't care about
20,
it.
and
I
only
don't know
They
if
one
it's
don't
floor
care.
is
20.
being serviced. I just
And
Googled it.
Yeah, they don't
and
care.
they don't. And see, but Robert is part of all the plan. You let it just deteriorate into being nothing. And
Mm-hmm.
then when it deteriorates into being nothing, like they've let Yamacraw beat. They tear it down. Then they tell you there's no money to fix it.
Rebuild.
So
That's
now
right.
they have to sell it to some private contractor who gets it for little or nothing, puts
Mm-hmm.
$20 million into it to bring it back up, and now you have a high-rise luxury apartment complex, or it's towed down to put on a new wing for Memorial Hospital or something. I don't know. It sits right next to it. Anything can happen with these people in this city these days. This is gentrification, also.
Yes,
Oh,
it
I feel
is.
you. I
You
feel
know,
Absolutely.
you.
Absolutely.
it's terrible, and um, for full disclosure, Earlene Davis is running the housing authority, and she's running it very poorly. She's letting all these projects be ran into the ground, and then they are up for sale. Look at Francis Bato. They sat over there for all that time with the Weeping Time property, and then now the Salvation Army is coming out and bringing in poverty on top of poverty with a Salvation Army building. What the
Yeah.
hell? We don't need
Well,
that idea. Bring something out there that can create some economic drivers or something that needs to be out there other than that. You can develop that into an amusement park, a
But you
museum
know what?
for the Weeping Time. All kind of things can be done.
It's
Well,
best said on The Color Purple. Until you do right by them elders and these young people, everything you do is gonna crumble.
mhm.
Absolutely.
And she needs to understand, because I've never liked her demeanor. When some
yeah,
people should
she's
not
kind of
work
arrogant,
in, yes, some people should not work around certain populations.
right?
And and the what keeps me humbled is that if not by the grace of God, there am I. And all of us have our time that we're going to enter into that age. Hopefully it won't be, sooner than it needs to be by having a stroke or something like that, and you have to go into one of those facilities. But everybody is going to have their turn. And one thing about money, yeah, you can have it, but you have one bad break with, you know, sickness for a minute, and it'll take everything you got, you know.
Yep.
And then you have to depend on the same types of services that
Amen.
you're not wanting to give to these elderly people because
Mm-hmm.
you're looking down on them, you know,
Mm-hmm.
Well,
and it's not right.
it's not, and Yamacraw is being done the same way. It's in prime real estate property, and everybody can see that if you don't take care of something, it's no good to you later on. So you can, especially if it's valuable property, if you don't take care of it, it's in a prime real estate section of downtown Savannah. Don't you know those people want that? And now I've told that they will build it back. They're going to tear it down and build it back. That's not going to
That's
Is,
happen.
is
cute.
Hitch
You're not.
Village
That's a
built
lie.
back yet?
You
Did
know.
they build Hitch Village back yet?
No.
Oh, okay. And
Well, they
that's been
put.
gone
Well,
for what,
Well,
12,
they put
20
that's
something
next.
years?
there. This is
That's
sustainable
next.
housing over there in Fitch Village, I believe, though.
Yeah, that's next. That's
But
temporary.
they're
That's
not
next
going to
though.
do that there. That's prime real estate property. That's on the edge of downtown. They need that property. It's right next to the bridge. You need to go on that tour. Jamar Torre will tell you some stuff about that property and the people coming across the bridge. It used to be a flourishing black mecca there, right under that, right there next to where it's at. And the people would ride across the bridge, coming and going from Florida, South Carolina, and up north to Florida, and they'd see that first, and they'd say it was a flourishing black mecca for Savannah.
But
Rich
Julian,
black people lived there, and they tore it down because it was a. They didn't like the fact that it was a black community, and they were
but
traveling
Julian, how much
across the bridge.
I put money on this? I guarantee you, in the next 15 years, all affordable housing will be out there on 204.95.
Hey, look at that! Look at that, Robert.
Who is that? Who James? I ain't even gonna guess. Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
I ain't
you
gonna
called
talk
him out.
about
You
him.
say you don't watch the Rabble?
I ain't gonna talk about him.
You watching. Judge Ike Brown is watching tonight.
All right.
but you need to take that tour. Whenever anybody coming, I promise you, anybody coming to visit me, they got to. I'm gonna tell them before they get here, they got to take the tour. And they stay here on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. They got to come and they got to take the tour. That is such a great tour that y'all need to take it also immediately. My next thing is Caton and Fraser Holmes. We got 8 minutes left. Caton and Fraser Holmes.
No comment.
They're next. They're next. They're
Who want
next.
to babysit?
Think about it, Robert.
No.
Caton and Fraser Home right next to Burroughs.
It's next.
Burroughs Street shooting every other day, but the police don't want to police over there. They don't want to go there and tell it. I was in the police department. We had to go write our wherever crime was. We had to go sit there and write our
anytime
reports.
A city councilwoman or alderwoman does a report and the news people don't.
Yeah.
Alicia Miller Blakely was out there reporting. I ain't see TLC. I ain't see the almighty Savannah Morning News. I ain't see WSAB. I ain't see WJCL. I ain't see Fox News. But a young man was shut up there. Let me tell y'all something about this mayor, and I'm sorry, Jay, about this mayor who allows this stuff to go on along with this chief of police. When you allow crime to go on, it gives you an opportunity zone to dismantle and to regentrify. That's how
correct.
The system works. Remember, when I started earlier, I talked about systematic shit. Systematic stuff.
Y'all, I gotta go.
I get tired of our people getting.
I got another meeting.
I get tired of our people getting put in a corner. It irritates me. So understand systems and how this stuff is interconnected. It ain't by chance. Excuse my language, but it's sad. I just get tired of watching it happen every day. And when you call him my 94-year-old daddy to make him sell his property in the 5th district when he built that brick by brick and his neighbors did when you didn't want us in the South Side, don't complain with me with that mess. It irritates me to see how we got our own people in positions to protect us who come to eat us alive.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I don't play that. I do not play that. Don't ever sell your soul for $1. I ain't no money worth my ancestors. I can tell you that now.
Yeah, it's terrible because you can see that Caton and Fraser Home is next because they're coming that way. They're gonna have to. They won't. It's kind of sneaky. They'll let these people. All the shootings are going on now. You having about one a week or one every 2 weeks in Caton and Fraser Home.
That's just like nothing else in Athens.
They're going to use that as a parameter to gauge whether they let it go or save it. And so we can see that's coming next. And until we start letting these people know that we see what they're doing, we see what you're doing, they're not going to do anything but keep doing what they're doing.
That's right. And
we got to stand up.
We do.
And here's the thing.
Here in Athens, there's a neighborhood, Bethel Homes, and the UGA is buying up all of the land around Bethel Homes. And the thing about it is they're supposed to be saving it. But there is a shooting there almost every week. There's also an assisted living building that's like maybe 20 floors as well that's going down that houses so many elderly people that's right next to Bethel Homes that they're not even attempting to fix because they want it to deteriorate. They want it to go down so that they can get that because it's prime real estate. If they can get the elderly people out, if they can get the people out of Bethel Homes, then they can build houses for the University of Georgia.
Correct.
So
That's the same thing SCAD did here.
Yeah.
And it's a pattern that's probably happening around the country. You see all these new buildings going up. You see all these new apartments going up, and there's nothing wrong with that. But when you take somebody else out of their comfort zone, you take somebody else's property, you buy it dirt cheap, and or you are gentrifying a whole neighborhood. 10,000 people was lost out of the city of Savannah. City of Savannah lost 10,000 black people. Where the hell they went? 10,000 black people.
And guess what that affects? Redistricting, et cetera, et cetera.
You know where they went? Where they went, Robert?
I don't know.
They went to Pooler. They went to Poe Wentworth. They went to Bloomingdale. Bloomingdale is the next project. They have a booming neighborhoods, residential neighborhoods growing out there with new housing and developments out there. So Bloomingdale is next. And you're going to see the whole migration to the west. Whole migration is coming west. Can't go east because you'll be in the Atlantic Ocean. So everything is coming this way. And it's going to be in Bloomingdale. It's already here in Poe Wentworth. We went from 3,500 people to probably somewhere between 10 and 15,000. So is booming for residential areas like this. So 10,000 people lost. So it was two other things I wanted to get to, and we'll get back on that. And who responsible? Big business, CETA, the chamber. All these people have a hand in it because they got money tied up in it, and to keep their jobs and keep doing what they're doing. But it was two things that I wanted to get. One was Sergeant John White. Sergeant John White. That's him in the wheelchair there.
Congratulations.
97 years old. They honorarily named the street that he lives on after him. First black police officer in the state of Georgia, one of the first 9 black police officers in the state of Georgia. And we are proud of you, Sergeant White. He could still tell a story at 97 years age.
Julius, we need to have him on the Watchdogs ASAP.
Yeah, we couldn't shut him up like Tom,
that's fine. Let him have the whole show, man.
He'd be like Charlie Brown. We couldn't shut him up.
From that. We learned from those young guys.
Yeah, and we need to have him on if we can get him on, and his son or daughter can operate it for him. I'd love to have him on, and it was somebody else that we were talking about tonight. I want to see if we.
Look at Torrance Garvin.
Y'all look at that tonight. Y'all look at that thing tonight and call me back, okay? What I sent y'all. We got we got a minute and a half. Hold on, Rob. We got a minute and a half, and I want to send a message out. This is at the school board meeting today. This lady right here, she came and she had a elect Jasmine Polly, school board district 8. Jasmine Polly, I'm gonna tell you, like I printed today in the and y'all can tell her this, and anybody that knows her, tell her this. We will whip you soundly. You need to run for something else because we will whip you soundly. There will not be any competition.
You ain't gonna do that woman like that.
Soundly.
We're gonna whip you soundly, just
Don't
like we
down.
whip
Not like the
anybody else.
Astros.
If I tell you that you gonna lose, you gonna lose, and we
will
whip you soundly. Huh? She running against my wife.
Oh yeah, man. We're gonna tell your ass. We're gonna tell you.
Yeah, she's running against my wife. And
I'm going to Doris Tanya Hall right now. So hey, if any questions.
Yes, this lady came there. That wasn't Jasmine. That was just a lady that came and spoke before the school board with that shirt on. And Michael Johnson and they're taking pictures of her. So,
but don't come for the film.
Yeah, so they're all together. We ain't nothing you could do to stop this butt cutting that we gonna get that you got coming.
Don't come for the film. And baby, we got the president ready, locked, and loaded.
All right. So with that being said, I'll talk with y'all a little later. Don't y'all go nowhere. Let me end this show.
Don't go until you're trying to run.
Meet, go ahead and end it if you go into the I end it.